Well, you've been causing quite a stir. Glad I finally got to meet you. Welcome to the Prospector Saloon. Looks like our little town got itself dragged into the middle of something we don't want anything to do with. About a week ago, this trader, Ringo, comes into town. Survivor of an attack, he says. Bad men after him. Needs a place to hide. We figured he was just in shock, so we gave him a place to lie low. We didn't actually expect anyone to come after him. Cobb hasn't exactly been looking for Ringo too hard. I think he's afraid that Ringo will ambush him, which is probably true. You mean murder him? That's not our way, even if Cobb is scum. He can bluster and threaten all he wants. He's holed up at the abandoned gas station up the hill. Some of the others, like Sonny, will probably stand up for Ringo if he asks for help, which he hasn't. Personally, I hope he sneaks out of town one night and takes the powder gangers with him. Chain gangs, really. The NCR brought them in from California to work on the rail lines. Problem is, it turns out that giving convicts a bunch of dynamite and blasting powder isn't the best idea. It was a big escape not too long ago. Some of them stuck together so they could make trouble. That's what we're dealing with now. All right. Got a special discount for you after what you done for us.
Alright, so it looks like, well, I wasn't even expecting to get that discount, which is hilarious. You are going to have to do a few things with the characters in a little bit. Right now, I want to make sure that I kind of get rid of the stuff I'm not going to be using and kind of keep the stuff that I am. It's just good to keep your weight low. I'm not going to be using any energy weapons, so I'm probably going to get rid of a lot of the laser guns and all whatnot. I want to keep it, so I'm going to hold on to it for right now. She doesn't have that many caps anyway, and my gunplay isn't as strong as what it could be. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to sell a few more things here. Basically, what you can do, I'm pretty sure everyone already knows this, but the bartering system still is a thing. Based off of whatever you sell, you get caps, but you can also just trade stuff for this or that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get me a salesman weekly. I'm going to get me a meeting people. A lot of these things are just good to have while you're walking around. Let me see. Don't want dirty water. We have purified water. I'm gonna take all the water. Yeah, I'm gonna get me something to eat. Remember, we are playing on hard mode, so yeah, it's crazy. Like, drinking a lot of alcohol will obviously make you want to drink more water. Or nah. Oh man, okay, so basically, yeah, we're done here. I'm going to exit. Oh, no, sorry. The answer is no. I'm going to accept this, and now I'm going to exit.
Pleasure doing business with you. Not much, other than they're a bunch of freeloaders who expected a few rounds on the house. I was able to get them to pay up, though. Of course, one of the great cons did knock my radio to the floor, by accident, and it hasn't been working since. They were having some kind of argument about it, but the guy in the checkered coat kept shushing them. Sounded like they came in from the north through Quarry Junction. If that's the case, I can't say I blame them for not wanting to go back. That whole area is overrun with the kind of critters that just get mad if you shoot them. Merchants avoid that whole stretch of I-15 like it's radioactive, which it could be for all I know. I didn't hear exactly, but the leader was talking about the Strip. Fellow wants to get there and avoid the 15, he'd have to go east. Take Highway 93 up. I know that thing as much as anyone else around here. It mostly keeps to itself, which is just fine by me. It acts friendly enough, but I don't trust that whole cheerful cowboy act. I find it all very creepy. It was here when I took over the saloon 7 years ago. Some people have said its owner lived here, but no one knows who it was. Fine by me. Be careful out there.
Alright, so this is definitely just going to set us up for more reputation over here in Goodsprings. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go ahead and talk to Ringo. And again, you can choose to do the Powder Ganger deal. You can choose to go the Goodsprings deal. It's all up to you again. Some people don't do perfect runs, or they'll probably just do like NCR good, but kill a bunch of people along the way, which really makes you seem like a dick. But I mean, if you do that, it's all good. It's all good and understand. All the same.
That's close enough. Who are you, and what do you want with me? Sorry about the gun. You just caught me off guard, that's all. We got off to a bad start. What say we start over with a friendly game of Caravan? You know how to play?
I have not, for the love of God, figured out how to play this game appropriately. I don't know how to do it. It's just, you can play, but actually, hold on one second. Okay, yeah. So you can play, but it's just so... Let's just go ahead and see what we got here. Oh, no, I'm not going to play the game. If you want to play the game, if you want to see an actual decent play of that game, go ahead. Play it. It's ridiculous, though. Leave me a comment. Maybe you know how to play. I don't know, but I'm not playing it right now. That game freaks me out, because every time I do it, I lose so freaking hard, and it's ridiculous. Anyway, did you know there was a man named Joe Cobb looking for you?
Yeah, he doesn't look very tough, though. I hear he's afraid I'll shoot him down from one of the windows when I see him. And he's right. I'll have a much bigger problem once his friends show up. There's no way I could handle all of them in a gunfight. I'm gonna lay low for as long as I can, assuming the town doesn't throw me to the wolves. I've got no chance against the gang on my own. All I've got left on me are a handful of caps, but you get me out of this and I'll make sure the Crimson Caravan pays you back. You've got my word. We'd just end up sharing the same grave if it's just the two of us. Now, if some of the other people in town were also on board... Start with Sunny Smiles. She's been friendlier than most around here.
Alright, so yeah. Aside from that little outburst of me sucking at the Caravan game, basically now all we gotta do is just go and talk to Sunny. So We'll talk to Sunny. She'll, help us out with getting a few more guys to help out with the little invasion that's about to happen. But yeah, it should be fairly. Well, it's going to be fairly easy. It is an early game kind of deal, but some people have failed on this. Hilarious stories, by the way. Just tumbleweeds everywhere, just knocking Pete all around. That's hilarious. Oh no, not Trudy.
Hi there. Sticking around Good Springs for a while longer? Say no more. I'm in.
I like how she's just so quick on the draw about it too. It's just like, yeah, there's this thing happening. Some gunplay might be involved. I'm in. Let's do this. Start playing some AC/DC as soon as you just click on her. Just go crazy with it.
Joe Cobb talks about leaving us alone if we hand over Ringo. But I know his type. He and his friends will come after the town eventually. However, between Yumi and Ringo, we aren't exactly a force to be reckoned with. A lot of people around here look up to Trudy. If you could convince Trudy to join us, some of the folks in town might decide to help out as well. I know Easy Pete's got a stock of dynamite somewhere, and Chet just got a shipment of leather armor we could borrow. Talk to them as well. Finally, there's a good chance we'll all end up with extra holes in us. So if Doc Mitchell could cough up some extra stim packs, that'd be great. A silver tongue would help. Convincing Trudy that we had a good plan to win the fight would also help. I don't think give is in Chet's vocabulary. Even with the town at stake, he'd still make you barter with him. Easy Pete's pretty protective of his dynamite. You'd have to convince him you know a thing or two about explosives before you handed it over. I'll be waiting.
All right, yeah. So basically what we got to do is we just got to go and talk to everybody. Now, the reason why I picked up those magazines earlier, let's go ahead into the inventory really quick. With Trudy, it's you have to have your speech up. So let me see. So yeah, meeting people will definitely help with this. Let's go ahead and select that, and let's talk to her.
So you're planning on taking on Joe Cobb's gang. It's a big risk, but I suppose you have to do what you think is right. I was planning on sitting this one out, but for some reason, I can't help but like you. I'm with you. Let me have a word with a few other folks, and I'll see if I can't round up some more members for this militia you're creating. While everyone does own a gun, we could stand to be a little better equipped. The general store probably has what we need in stock. Sure, the outside looks okay, but I think something broke on the inside. There'd be caps in it for you. I do like to hear what's going on in the world, and that Mr. New Vegas seems like such a gentleman. Be careful out there.
Alright, so we did win her over. Now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go. But first, I just like doing this. I don't know. I feel like it's something that any good, respectable person would do. Not open up the cash register, because that would be wrong. Haha, haha. Not really. But, alright, so repair the radio. The repair skill really helps out in, socially. Not so much, obviously.
Feeling thirsty? I can take care of that.
Not so much, obviously, in your gunplay or whatever, but down the road, you definitely need that.
Yeah, I heard it turn right back on after you got done tinkering with it. Here's some caps for the work. You're welcome. So can I get you anything? Be careful out there.